All right, the next session is something that we take a lot of pride in. We like to bring really cool, creative, unique products and services to Tesla Takeover. So with that in mind, we found EVject, or EVject found us, I can't remember which one, but they have come out with a really cool thing, which a lot of owners like yourselves have told us about or complained that Tesla needs to do something about it. Well, EVject has come up with a solution. They are the world's first breakaway EV charging adapter. And to learn more about that is Craig Peeler and Eric Vega, and it's joined by Marty Maurice, who runs the Tesla Club SoCal. So bring it up and let's learn about EVject.
Oh, thank you. How's everybody doing? Having a good time here at Tesla Takeover? All right. So just so you guys know, I was introduced to this company just yesterday, and when I heard about it, I was blown away. This is a product that everybody should have, and I'm so excited to be here with them and to ask them these questions that I have, because I'm just curious. I want to know this amazing product. The world needs to know about it.
Well, it's great to be here, and we really love this community. The Tesla owners are just the best people to work with.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it has been surprising at how incredibly welcoming this has been. It's very seldom that you find so many Tesla owners in one place, and they all understand exactly the message that we're trying to send.
Yeah. The video?
So we want to keep every Tesla owner safe. So we came up with a little concept that we thought this could be a big opportunity to go to market, give animals a new purpose to keep people safe. And so this was version 1 of how we wanted to keep all the Tesla owners safe. So if we want to go ahead with the video.
Look at this creepy guy.
Hey, lady. I thought we could...
She can't move. She's charging.
Together?
Oh, what? Is that a monkey?
What?
And he's in the cover. Oh. This is nuts.
So we were really excited to ship a frunk monkey out to every Tesla owner. But unfortunately, Tesla's charging cables are just too short. And it just wasn't possible to make that a reality. So that's the one inaccuracy about that video, is the extra long charging cable. Just not really an option.
Now, obviously, we can't afford, or we don't have a frunk monkey, right? So what is the solution that you guys have for us?
Yeah, so we call it the EVject. And it's a simple adapter that goes on the end of the charging wand. If you can hold the mic here. So we did not steal this from a supercharger. We bought it on eBay. But this is a supercharging cable here, and it just clips right on the end. And as you plug in, it would charge like normally, except you have to just pull that trigger, and that connects the communication pins and allows Tesla and the charger to communicate. While that's being pressed, the locking pin comes in from underneath on the car and holds that pin. As soon as you hit unlock charge port on your app or on the display inside the Tesla, it releases, disconnecting the communications, which convinces the Tesla you've actually unplugged. And now you can shift into drive or reverse and make a clean breakaway. And it splits into 2 parts.
So what happens after you break it off? So this is made, so once it breaks off, you end up getting this part inside of your charging port. This part stays on the charging head. And the entire purpose of that staying there is so when it falls on the ground, it protects the charging head, right? We don't want to damage that. It's kind of a pricey component. So meanwhile, this stays in your charging port. When you drive away, the flap is able to close. And when you're somewhere safe, you can click unlock charge port, and you just pull it out with your hands, no tools needed. And all of these components, all of these contacts are completely safe to touch. You will not ever get shocked by them unless you were to be charging, which you're not, right? If you're driving, these are safe to touch.
I think that was one of the things that when I saw that, I was like, well, I didn't understand it. So it took me a little bit to kind of let it sink in. So I know that you have to, when you want to release the charge port, right, you have to go in and release it, right? But when you're in a situation like that, there's no time to think twice, right? So, but in my mind, I'm like, well, is it going to harm my car if I just leave or if I can leave? But the fact that that stays in there, right? So when you set the button, it releases it, you can go. It doesn't do any harm, no damage to the plug, the inside part, right?
Right. And also, I would say, if you guys stop by our booth, you'll see that if you use the sexy buttons, we actually have a nice little eject button for it in case of panic, right? So something you guys could do as well.
This is such a genius product. I mean, who thought of this brilliant idea and what inspired you to create this product? I know there's always a story behind it, so I'm excited to hear about it.
It was definitely an evolution, but started with the monkey, and then we had to go from there. But no, we were working on an autonomous charger that could actually plug in cars on their own, because we think long-term, with full self-driving, that will eventually be a need. So we actually have a bunch of patents on an autonomous charger design. But while we were working on that, Eric got really familiar with how the charging port worked. He got familiar with the charging pin, all the logic in the charging systems of the Tesla. And we were watching Now You Know on YouTube, their YouTube
I'm
channel.
sure a lot of people know and familiar with that.
They were talking about how the Tesla Owners Club president in Wisconsin was sitting in her car, and some creeper came out from behind the dumpster and just started circling her car.
Yes.
And it dawned on her for the first time that she's a sitting duck. And anyway, she called in to Now You Know and just said, hey, this is a real problem. I'd love to see if the community can solve this, because I don't feel safe supercharging anymore. And then I started thinking about my daughter, who just got her permit at the time, and I'm thinking, well, she'll be driving.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I have a gun, I have pepper spray, I have all these things. It's like, well, my daughter can't use those things. What options can I give her to stay safe? And so we were talking through this, and our first design that we actually sent into the Now You Know Design Challenge was one that clipped on the outside of the wand and was spring-loaded and would push the wand out of the charge port. That was very problematic. It required...
Absolutely, yeah.
It had a battery, it had a remote you had to push to eject it, and it only fit on certain charging types. It was designed for the supercharger, but it wouldn't work for a CCS charger. It wouldn't work for a J1772 charger. Any of the other charging formats, you'd have to have all these different versions to fit the different charging wand. So I said, Eric, what if we made one that just went on the tip and either pushed it out or broke off or something? And then Eric had the genius idea of, like, what if we use the charging locking pin as the logic so that we don't have to use any electronics to trigger the release? And that was a big breakthrough.
Yeah, I mean, and we also were trying to keep it as small as possible, just because, I mean, I would love by show of hands, who loves the CCS to Tesla charger, that big hunky boy? Nobody likes that thing. It's just way too hard to stow it anywhere, right? So we wanted to keep it small, we wanted to keep it tight.
And it's compact. It can
Yeah.
fit in your glove department.
Yep.
Doesn't expire. Doesn't need no charging.
Yeah, no batteries, right? You can leave it there for the longest time in the car, and then it'll still work.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I wanted to bring up, I'm sure you guys notice there's so much crime. It's insane. You see the news all the time that I'm sure you guys even heard of this. I was even afraid to bring this up, but I have to bring it up because it's reality. There's shootings at the supercharger. People are getting killed. If they assume Tesla owners have money, they're rich, we're a target. They see like, oh, let me go ahead and, steal their car and shoot them at the same time. So when I saw this, I'm like, well, I don't have a gun, and sometimes I think, I'm like, well, here, take my car, like, I don't know what to do. I panic, right? I think if I ask even my guys, that are in my club, like, hey, you should get this product, what are they going to say to me? Oh, I have a gun. I don't need that. All right, well, do you have a daughter? Do you have a wife? Do you have a goddaughter? Someone's going to be borrowing your car at some point. So you're not always going to be the driver. Or, for an example, how about if you're charging your car, your daughter, your wife are in the car, in the air conditioning, when it's nice and cool, and they're getting some coffee. She needs to know about this. This is something that every woman should know. I think it's an amazing product, and I'm just so excited right now about this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just like...
No, I think the big thing for me is I love the Tesla owner experience. The whole idea of the Tesla is it is the safest, smartest car on the road. It is looking out for you. And even the Cybertruck. A lot of us have Cybertrucks on pre-order. I have a couple. And I'm very excited for my armored vehicle that's going to keep me safe. The Cybertruck is bulletproof,
Yeah.
but only if I'm inside of it.
Exactly.
So if I get outside of my Cybertruck to unplug, I'm no longer protected. And again, you think of all the safety features, and this was just something that was completely overlooked. And if there's one impact we want to make, we want to make sure that charging is still a safe experience. And unfortunately, a lot of us go into kind of a passive mode. You've been driving for a while, you stop, you're watching a movie, you're zoning out. You're not paying attention to anything outside the car. And there could literally be a threat that's right outside your window for a long time, and you're not even in the mindset to react. So we just want to give them that option and make charging stay really safe.
One of the things that I also wanted to bring up, not necessarily you have to be in your car. You could be charging your car, you walk away from your car and go and get Starbucks, going to the bathroom, and there's an incident with the gun next to your car. So you want to just leave. By the time you get to your car, unplug your car, your back is towards him, all that time is wasted when you could just get in your car and go, try to avoid the situation. To me, overall, this is called peace of mind, and I'm so excited about this product. Now, I wanted to mention something to you. I'm the founder and president of Tesla Club SoCal. Me and my husband have been doing this for about 5 years, and we started noticing a lot of different EVs signing up on our website that wanted to become a member of the club. And I told my husband, you know what? Why don't we be more inclusive and just welcome all EVs? Because that's what it's about, right? We're a big, huge community. And so we started SoCal EVs. So my next question to you is that I know that this is offered to Tesla owners. Now, in the near future, do you guys open it up to all EVs?
Yeah, so we were actually working on a CCS1 solution for non-Tesla owners before the NACS started taking over. So kind of nice that they took a bit of work off our shoulders. But yeah, it is plans. We do have plans in the making to cover every other non-Tesla vehicle out there. So the guys in Europe, they have something coming. But
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
My next question, really quick, is this offered all over in United States?
Yeah, we're shipping right now U.S.-wide. We're taking pre-orders throughout the U.S. We have a lot of requests in Asia and Europe, Canada, Mexico. We've had a lot of interest. And so those will be coming. But right now, our store is set up to just fulfill U.S. orders.
What kind of relationships do you want to have with your customers?
We want to make sure that we're representing the voice of the customer. I come from a long background in software development, and it's really important to me that we provide a high-quality user experience. And so we want to hear about people's stories. We would love to see the Sentry Cam footage of how someone approached your vehicle or what happened, how were you able to escape? And so as part of that, anytime somebody sends us a footage of this actually being used in an emergency situation, if they send us the part that remains with the car and the footage, we'll send them a free replacement. Because we want them to not have any doubts about using it. We don't want them to hesitate and say, oh, I don't know if I want to use the Breakaway right now. You shouldn't think about it. It should be just like a fire extinguisher or anything else in your house. You're like, when there's an emergency, I'm going to use this. And so we want to have that dialogue with the consumer, with all of you as the community. We want to hear the feedback. We want to know how we can make the charging experience safer and just more reliable overall.
As EV owners, what would you like from us? What can we do to show the world? I mean, yes, we have social media platforms, word of mouth, but what else can we do so people can be aware of this brilliant product?
Aside from telling your friends and everybody about this, and any Tesla owners that you know, and tell them about this product, but beyond that, I would say when you're at Superchargers, look out for the rest of the community. We're all part of this tribe together. And one thing that I've noticed, we're actually working on a partnership with Hertz right now. Hertz has 100,000 Teslas in their fleet, and we're working on a partnership to get the EVject provided with every Hertz rental car, every rental Tesla. And obviously that's a big deal for us, but it's also just a great first experience. A lot of the first drives that people have with the Tesla is a rental car. So be patient with people who don't know how to back into a supercharging spot. I've been noticing this. And if you look carefully, like, oh, that's a Hertz rental car. That's why they don't know how to use a supercharger. Be patient with them. They'll come out, they'll fumble with adapters, you'll see them, and you're like, no, you can actually just plug in, right? And we want to make it a better experience for everyone. So be gentle, be kind to the Hertz rental car drivers. Make sure that they feel the Tesla love as well. Don't hate on them just because they're newbies.
How will the new NACS standard affect EVject?
So we've got the most common adapters up here right now, right? Those are all the different charging formats that are around the world. And this is what I call adapter hell. It is a mess. And Apple, through the years, has always changed adapters and ports and things like that. And there's always a fob or a dongle that you need. This is a mess right now. And now that everyone's switching over to NACS, that's great in some ways. But on the other hand, for the next few years, every other non-Tesla EV is going to have to fumble with adapters. And our thesis is that this is actually a big opportunity for us to roll out the Breakaway functionality into every adapter. Basically, if you're using an adapter, it should be a Breakaway adapter. And so we hope to work with Ford. We want to work with Rivian and everybody who's trying to figure out where they're going with their charging format. And we want to make all these adapters in the meantime a Breakaway adapter.
I mean, we just want to make sure that everybody has the option to make that decision if they want to face whatever is coming to them or if they can just run away. The fact that we don't have that choice right now is a little problematic for us, and that's what we ended up creating the EVject. It should be up to you.
So that was my next question too. Are you experiencing any roadblocks?
So one of the biggest roadblocks right now is we're trying to keep everything, all the manufacturing done in the US. And so if any one of you guys has any friends, any relatives, or other connections to manufacturing, please reach out, let us know. We can use every help. We'll use every help that we can get our hands on. Right? And also, give us any input on the project, give us any input that you see on the product. We can only innovate and get better by getting your input. We don't know it all. We can't see that far. We need your eyes.
So Eric and I are big Sandy Monroe fans. And so this was one of our highlights. We found him at CES. We've talked to him over the last couple of years about different products we're working on. We found him at CES, and when he said this to Eric, this was just a great moment that he said this should be included with every EV. And we're pleased to report that we showed him the new version. This was an early prototype. You can see it's white. It was just our first 3D print that Eric had just made just the week before. But we met with him yesterday. And crop the image. But he came by our booth and he said he was very, very impressed with the product. And he was very complimentary of Eric's engineering and design work. So we're proud to get that endorsement from Sandy yesterday.
What do you want to be known for?
We want to be known for delivering safety and efficiency to the market.
And that's why I feel like Tesla and your product going hand in hand, because everybody knows Tesla is one of the safest cars on the road, gained the 5-star rating, and the fact that you have this product, that's why I feel like this is a great combination that everybody should have a peace of mind, knowing that you can charge your car and not have to worry about sitting in your car, being stuck, and being stressed out, like, oh my goodness, do I have time to go outside and take it out? Like, seconds can change your life. So I'm really excited.
For all those that would like to see a demo at the end of the day today, after May Musk and after we wrap up everything, we're actually going to do a breakaway simulation over at our booth. So if you'd like to see that, come on over, film it. And we're giving away 10 of these prototype units that are fully functional. They're just a little bit more of a rough finish. They're actually 3D printed with a high temperature filament. So they're fully functional. You can use them every day, but they're not the final finish of the injection mold. But we're giving away 10 of those. If you enter to win, there's a QR code right by our booth. And we hope you all have a chance to win one. And so you can use it. Keep yourself safe while you're charging.
Anything else that you want to let us know about your product? Besides, the safety and peace of mind, anything else that we should know about?
I would say that we need more innovation, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that left and right. The world of EV charging adapters has been very stagnant since the first moment it came to be, and we want more ideas. We want this to move forward, right? This is really just one of the products that we have in line. So stay tuned for the rest that we have hidden behind the curtain. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to love the idea.
And we want to make this a dialogue. So as you have feedback, please email us. We read every email, every message from every consumer that's registered on our website. We're providing updates on a regular basis, but we also want to hear from you. We want to hear what features and products you want us to develop to keep things safe and efficient.
And also what you hate. Tell us what you hate. We need to know what you hate so we can make it better.
We heard with version 1, people hated a key fob. Tesla owners don't want key fobs. And so when we had that on the first one to launch the ejection mechanism, that was definitely like blacklisted by the community really fast.
And so if it wasn't for the voice of the people that gave us those comments, we wouldn't have known that was the way to avoid it, right? So thanks to all that input that some may have thought may have been negative input, it is exactly the type of criticism we need to make the next iteration better. Was it not for that, I don't know if we would have this very slim compact adapter right now. So again, bring it in, let us know.
And one of the things, if someone, God forbid, something happens and it breaks off, you guys replace it?
Yeah, if you end up sending us the footage from your SentryCam or the broken pieces, then we'll replace it for you. We want to make sure that if you're in that situation of potential danger, and it doesn't have to be evident danger, if you don't feel right about it, we want you to just go ahead and use it because we'll send you that replacement, right? We want you to be safe.
Yeah, we just want to end by thanking all of you for being part of the community. Please don't be strangers. Come by our booth, give us your feedback, give us your ideas, tell us what you're wanting to see in a product. How can we make the charging experience better and safer? And then we want to thank our team. Everyone who's working at EVject. We've got a few shirts out here. Big round of applause for the EVject team that's made this possible.
Thank you guys so much for this product. And everybody should have it.
Especially in SoCal. Am I right? I grew up in LA, so if there's a supercharger in Compton, you're definitely going to want one of these.
That's very true. LA, I mean, I think in the LA area, there's a lot of not so safe areas. So I see it a lot on the news, all the crime that's going on. I mean, just recently, someone went by the mountains to take some really nice pictures with their cars. Not only they jacked them, but they also shot them up. They didn't give them any time to think twice, oh, let's go. And that's what I'm saying. When you see these type of things on the news, it's very scary. So your children are driving these cars, you know, your wife, you know, even yourself, you know. It's just a great product to have. So just keep that in mind. You definitely got to visit the booth. Once I saw, it's different when people explain it to you. I'm a visual person. So if I would have been sitting where you are right now and they're explaining all the technical stuff, yes, it could be overwhelming. And it can also be like, well, do I really need it? But once you see the product in person and they show you exactly how it works, I mean, even myself, I was like, hey, this is easy. It took seconds to just push the button and I was able to leave. And they show me when the car moves while it's still plugged in. So you definitely need to visit the booth and check it out.
One last thing you just reminded me of as you said that is if you come out of your Starbucks and you see your car sitting there and there's a bunch of sketchy people surrounding your car,
right.
You don't even have to go close to it. You can actually unlock the charge port and summon it with your phone and drive it right out of the situation.
That is a game changer.
It's like Batman. You can summon the Batmobile out of the bad situation.
Because I was just thinking you want to go to your car and just take it out, but the summons feature still works with that. So that's definitely something that
it's all about having options. We want you to take charge of your situation. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Marty, for sitting down with us today.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out.